Good morning and welcome to day 11 of our second annual WSOP Daily Spaces coverage. I'm Sherry Pluskota, aka Peaches, and my co-host Brian Pinkus, otherwise known as Software, is joining me this morning, and so is Dark Angel Donna Morton. So good morning.
Good morning, everybody.
You doing well? You guys doing well?
Yeah, I'm just in the drive-through Dunkin' Donuts before I have a breakdown and cry.
You are so funny. Now, you can't be laughing and telling us you're going to have a breakdown and cry at the same time. That somehow doesn't add up, but maybe I'm too sharp for this bit.
No, I can, because I can laugh and cry at the same time because he's stressful.
I love it.
He's stressful. I want to cry.
It's so funny. I love it. Well, we're going to be missing Maureen this morning as she's traveling to her next poker destination, and we thank her again. Maureen Bloklinger had joined us the first part of this week, and it was a delight as always. Many thanks to Elevator Results for being our sponsor. If you need a tailor-made workout plan to help you lose weight or gain weight, Elevator Results can design that plan. Follow them on Twitter and check out their site at elevatorresultspt.com. Please be reminded you could find the recordings of our past spaces on my YouTube channel at Sherry Pluskota 9212, and you can find Brian's vlog that he's going to be doing from the WSOP. His first one is up on his YouTube channel, which is what?
Software Brian.
Software Brian, of course. So don't miss it. It's great. It's a great first vlog. Lots of fun to be had when you're watching that vlog for sure. I'm going to kick off by talking about Ladies Week. And Ladies Week is coming up, and there's a couple of things that I want to talk about. One, there's a WSOP warm-up event, and it's not on the regular schedule. So if you don't know it's happening, you're never going to find it on the regular schedule. And so many in the past few years has said, after the event is held, hey, I didn't even know it was going on. Well, that's because it's not on the regular schedule. It's actually in the fine print at the bottom of the WSOP schedule. So most people would not know to look there for a tournament, right? That's where they list about the daily deep stacks and the satellites, and they've put this women's warm-up tournament in that information as well. So the ladies warm-up tournament is a $150 buy-in. It always takes place the night before the ladies event. It's a $150 buy-in for ladies, $1,500 for men. It's going to take place this year, June 25th at 6 p.m. Another thing I wanted us to touch on, Ladies Week, so we can start thinking about that. It's going to be June 17th through the 28th of June, so actually more than a week, right? Starting out at the Win Ladies event on June 17th, $600 buy-in. It starts at 11 a.m. It's a $50K guarantee. Then skip around to June 23rd, which is actually the beginning of Ladies Week. And you have a tournament. It's a Lips tournament at the MGM. It's a $20K guarantee, $250 buy-in at 11 a.m. On Monday, the 24th, is at Orleans Ladies Championship, $40K guarantee, $400 buy-in at 11 a.m. Tuesday, June 25th, is Lips tournament at the Venetian. It's a $50K guarantee, $600 buy-in at 11 a.m. And of course, as I mentioned, the ladies warm-up is at the WSOP, $150 buy-in, starts at 6 p.m. On Wednesday, the 26th, is at 11 a.m. is a $400 Lips tournament at South Point, and that is the national championship with a $35K guarantee. On the 27th at 11 a.m. is a $500 ARIA Ladies Championship with $50K guarantee, but I know for a fact that that's actually been bumped up to a $75K guarantee since this flyer was printed. At 6 p.m. on the 27th is a Lips Mega Mega Sadie at South Point for $150 buy-in. And then on the 28th at noon at the WSOP will be the Ladies Championship. It's $1,000 buy-in for ladies, $10,000 for the gentlemen. Any comments on those tournaments, folks?
I think it's great that we're having a ladies' week. And I'm pleased that you've said about the tournament that nobody reads the fine print about, because it just goes to show nobody reads the fine print.
Right. And you know what? I don't know what's going on with this. Okay, I'm going to just.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on with that account, so I'm just going to remove them because honestly, I've got other things to do. And hopefully, Brian is going to get reconnected with us here in a moment.
Yeah.
I am going to. I'm sorry. I'm trying to do too much at one time. I want to give out before we get into the coverage of all the things happening WSOP and around town, I do want to make some shout outs. First to Space Cadet Chase Davis on his deep run in Event 17, which was the $800 no limit tournament. He finished 267th for $2,324. What a great run by Chase. Congratulations to him. Then on to Ronnie Bardah. He's another person that used to hang out often with us here in the spaces. I wish he'd come back to us. He's going into day 3 of the 10K with 405,000 in chips. So congratulations and good luck to him. Also, congratulations to Woody Christie, who finished 4th in yesterday's $400 deep stack. And a huge shout out to Andreas, and I want to hope, and I keep meaning to ask him how to say his last name, but Andreas Froehli, I think, is a friendly spacer with us. He's, come in a couple of times in the last week even to talk about his win at the Win. And yesterday he finished in 4th place in event 15 of the $1,500 pot limit Omaha high-low 8er
That's right.
for 90,000. So congratulations to Andreas.
Yeah, that's awesome.
It is very cool. And
Spaces run good.
Right on. And I want to go. Let's go on to the recaps. Donna, do you have what's going on at South Point?
Just give me a minute to pull it up.
All right. Brian, why don't you go ahead with the Win and the Venetian?
Sure, sounds good. At the Venetian today, 1110 is a $1,600 buy-in, no limit hold'em, ultimate stack, day 1A, and that's a $750,000 guarantee, $40,000 starting stack, and 40-minute levels. Late registration on that is open until 5:55. They're going to have day 2 of the $2 million guarantee. Gets restarted back at 12 p.m. today. Then at the, that's at the Win is day 2 of the no limit hold'em $2 million guarantee. Do you see the lines for that, Sherry?
I did not. Are they long?
Yeah, it was a packed house, $2 million guarantee though. So that's what brought out the masses.
Right.
And again at the Win, so that's day 2 of the Win. The 2 million is at 12, and then at 4 p.m. today at the Win, they have a $2,200 buy-in PLO event, $200,000 guaranteed, $30,000 starting stack, 30-minute levels on that. Late reg on that, only 2 hours. 6:30 p.m. is late reg ends on that event. No limit hold'em turbo there's a 6 p.m. no limit hold'em turbo $1,100 buy-in, $100,000 guarantee, $25,000 starting stack, 20-minute levels. That gets started at 9 o'clock. So a lot going on at the Win, and Venetian has one of their big events there with the $750,000 guarantee.
Awesome. And I wanted to bring up Evan Barnett of Hamilton, New Jersey, who was the deep stack winner of event number 24, the $800 no limit ultra stack. And that was at the Venetian. And Evan is going to take home 29,000 and a silver coin for his win. So congratulations to Evan. Love that.
How awesome is that?
It's very awesome. And I'm going to talk about the Aria Poker Room today at noon. They have a $3,500 no limit championship day one. Wait a minute. Is today the 7th?
Today is the 7th, yes.
Yes.
Okay, I'm sorry. I want to make sure I have the right day. That is a $3 million guarantee, and that's day 1A at 12 o'clock noon at 1,800 hours. They have a $400 BetMGM satellite for $400. That's at the Aria. And I want to give a shout out to Jay Sim of Swanee, Georgia, who was the winner of the event 7 $800 no limit seniors event at the Aria. He outlasted a field of 285 entries and came out on top of a three-way chop for $36,428. Going on to the Golden Nugget, pardon me, today at 11, there's a no limit hold'em, 250,000 guarantee for a $250 buy-in. Then at 1,500 hours, there's a no limit, excuse me, a no limit hold'em 25K guarantee, which is $250 buy-in. That must be a date, a second flight. But I want to go back to 11 o'clock. There's a 7-card stud high-low 8 or better 20K guarantee at the Nugget for a $340 buy-in. Then tonight at 1900 hours, there's a turbo no limit 250K guarantee, $250 buy-in. So those are all different flights for that same tournament. I'm sorry, the way they have it on the list is a little awkward to read. But anyway, we're getting through it. Then today at the Orleans, there is an 11 o'clock no limit mega stack 40K guarantee, $400 buy-in. At 4 p.m. is an Omaha 8 or better, 10K guarantee for a $240 buy-in. And then at 6 p.m. is a no limit super stack 20K guarantee for a $200 buy-in over at the Orleans. Bringing up the tail end of tournaments as far as series are concerned is the collaboration between the Moneymaker Tour and MGM Grand. And today they have their $400 no limit grand stack, 40K guarantee starting at 11. And then at 12 is their no limit 100K guarantee restart of day 2. And then at 6 p.m. is a $240 no limit double green chip bounty tournament for a 10K guarantee. So that's what's going on around town. Let's look at South Point. Donna?
Yep. Well, Friday's daily tournament is the 10.05 no limit hold'em, 10,000 guarantee. At 2.05, we've got the 100 no limit turbo bounty, 3,000 guarantee. 6.05, the 200 no limit deeper stack, 20,000 guarantee. And my favourite of favourites, the 10.05 100 no limit turbo, 3,000 guarantee. Now, I've seen some people saying regarding that they've pushed up to $100 and it's no longer 60. Well, think about it this way. They've got a lot of poker players in town for WSOP. So what they're going to do?
Right. They have to, and they have to hire extra dealers when the town is so crowded. So, there's no shame in that game. You know what I mean? Like $100 and we're complaining. Come on, you guys.
I mean, on a Friday and a Saturday, it's $100.
Right.
So during the week, it's 60. Yeah, that's fine. But I'd pay $100 to play at 10.05.
Absolutely. And it's a blast.
Yeah, I love South Point, and the regulars are so funny.
So fun.
And we've also got Anthony, who took down the 100NL Turbo tourney. He locked up his seat in the July Tournament of Champions and took over 1,300. Then we've got Maurice. He's in the Tournament of Champions too. We've got Michael, who took down the 2 p.m. Turbo Bounty. We've also got Carl, who took down another massive field of 200 plus entries,
Good for him.
taking on first place. Then we've got Travis. He's going to be in the Tournament of Champions along with Quang, winning the South Point coin and the entry into the Tournament of Champions. Daphne, she crushed a field of 94 players on the way to claiming first prize, and she's in the TOC too. Davoud, Blake, and Olu finished our 10 p.m. tournament, and Blake chopped it, and he claimed the spot for the TOC. And this is an interesting one. Mr. JG picked up the win as chip leader, making him our first tournament player with 3 wins towards the Tournament of Champions. So he's going to be going into it the chip leader.
I love it. I love what they're doing for their players. Is that all of them, Donna?
We've got Ken, and we have got William, who took down an Omaha tournament. He outlasted a field of 127 players. Then we've got David with number 2, the second win in the Tournament of Champions Summer Series. So that's another one that's won 2. There's only one that's won 3 so far. Oh, there's another one as well. My goodness, there are lots of people getting two stacks right now, which is Anthony. He finished the late night tournament, and he's got his second win too.
That's amazing.
And that's it.
Well, thank you for the update about what's going on at South Point these days. They always have something fun going on, and they're always trying to do something fun for the players, which I will always give a shout out to. So let's move on to what's going on in day 11 at the WSOP. The bracelet event schedule is as follows. At 10 a.m. is the $300 No Limit Gladiators of Poker Flight B. 12 p.m. is the $1,500 PLO 8-handed day 3. Also, 12 p.m. is the 25K No Limit. What is No Limit? Day 2, sorry. And then another tournament going on, Flight A of the Shootout at 12 p.m. is a $1,500 No Limit tournament. At 1 p.m. is the 10K Limit Hold'em Day 3. At 2 p.m. is the 10K PLO 8 or better Day 1. At 3 p.m. is the 5K No Limit 8-handed Day 4. At 7 p.m. is the $1,500 No Limit Shootout Flight B. Hold on a second, you guys. Brian, can you shut off your mic for a minute, please? Thank you.
Let me see. Yeah, give me a second.
Day 11 at the WSOP non-bracelet event schedule is as follows. 12 p.m. is the $50 Gladiator Landmark. 1 p.m. is the $250 No Limit Poker News Deep Stack. 3 p.m. is the $240 Landmark for 2,000 in chips. At 4 p.m. is the $400 No Limit Deep Stack Turbo. At 7 p.m. is the $580 Landmark for 5K in chips. At 8 p.m. is the $200 No Limit Deep Stack Turbo. And at 10 p.m. is the $135 Landmark for 1,000 in chips. So that's the schedule everywhere in Vegas for today. Brian, you were just like starting to sound like Deep Throat over there, and it is before noon. So
sorry.
No
I
worries.
was reading something. 3,800 players yesterday in the Gladiators
Right,
event.
we're going to get to that. We are going to get to that, and what are the numbers going to end up being? So do you want to talk about event number 13, which was the 10K Dealer's Choice Championship, and who won that, Brian?
Event number 13, the winner of that stalling, Robert Mizrachi. Yeah, whatever.
Are you a little salty that I actually picked him as the winner? Whoop.
Go, Robert.
Yeah, Phil Ivey and Negranu finishing 11th and 10th in that. So
And Ben Lamb is a notable. He finished fourth for 99,000.
Yep, those are my three.
Yeah, but my number one is number one. Whoop whoop. Yes, that was Robert's fifth bracelet. So congratulations to him. He's loading his pockets with $330,000. So congrats,
Yeah,
Robert.
I'm a little salty on Robert since he busted my kings about 10 years ago, Sherry.
Let it go.
Yeah,
Let it go.
yeah, yeah. Well,
Let's
somehow I
move.
can't. I don't know.
I hear you. Event number 15 was the $1,500 pot limit Omaha high-low 8 or better. And we have a winner. There were 1,277 entries. It was 1.7 million in prize pool money to be had. Caleb Firth of the United States was the big winner at 265,000 in American dollars to take home. And then Yang Gan from China took home second place for 176,000. Of course, Andres came in fourth for 90K. And congratulations to Daniel Lowry for his 10th place finish for 16K. Any comments?
Nope. Keep moving.
All right. Event number 17 was the $800 no limit deep stack. We have a winner. It's Timothy Murphy. He took home 368,000. There were 4,732 entries, 3.3 million in prize money. Any comments?
Yeah, just that event had 4,000 players. Is that the one you're doing? The deep
Right.
stack?
Yep. It had
Yeah.
4,732 players.
4,700 players, and Chase Davis had a deep run in that as well. What did you say, 200th or?
Chase finished at 267th.
All right, he got on the board, so that's good.
Absolutely.
We like that.
We love that.
I'm sure Min Cash here. I don't have it in front of me. Min Cash was 710th, so that's not just like even just barely squeaking into the money. He was well up there into the money, so I'm sure he's happy to get in there. Everybody always wants to go deeper unless they win the event. But
and it's always nice to break the ribbon, right? So that's the first one, and
for sure.
More to come for Chase, for sure. Looking forward to following his summer in Vegas. And I'm really happy that Avi drove out and he's in Vegas with Chase. I'm sure the stories are going to be fun to follow.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, moving on to event number 16. Did we skip over 16? Yes, we did. Sorry, you guys. Event number 16 was the 5K no limit tournament. Had 660 entries. 239 remain. There's over 3 million in prize pool money to be had. Kartik Ved of India has 2.6 million in chips. Eddie Ohana from the US has 14 million. Oh, I don't have these in. I don't know why it says 14 millions is in second place. Okay, I'm not going to read the rest of these because for some reason
I have it. Eddie Ochana is in first with 14 million.
There we go. They got it reversed.
Alexander Queen is in second with 8.8. Brent Hart with 8.3. Notable Nate Silver back there in 18th. Oh no, he busted in 18th. I'm sorry. So we only have seven players remaining, is what you said, right?
No, I did not, and I don't know why my notes are
seven players.
There you go.
7 players remaining in that. Nate Silver coming in 18th place overall, and Eric Seidel back there in 21st.
And the top prize is 660,000. So good luck to them.
Oh,
I don't know
what a bloodbath around 20th place here, Sherry. Brian Rast in 24th. 27th, Sam Sorval. Eric Seidel, as I said, in 21st. And Nate Silver there in 18th.
Tough. That's tough, isn't it?
Yep.
Whoop, whoop, whoop. All right. So we already did number 17. Let's move on to event number 18, which was the $1,500 pot limit Omaha, which started out with 1,469 players. There's 100 and 61 remaining, just under 2 million in the prize pool. Do you want to read them out or should I?
Where they're at, George Durakowski. I know what you were doing. Durkowski there in first place, 9.68 million. Dylan Wiseman in second with 5.97 million. Andreas Zampas in third with 4 million. Our buddy Chino Ream back there, in fourth with 3.6. Back a couple spots in sixth. Steve Zolotow, Daniel Zach in 10th.
A lot of poker to be had there. Min cash in that tournament is at 221st for $3,004. The top prize is $294,311. Any more comments about that one?
Well, and they're down to 10, Sherry. So
thank you.
So 10. Sorry, I didn't say that. But they've got 19,000 locked up, and like you said, 294,000 up top.
Perfect. Event number 19 is a 10K limit hold'em championship. There were 104 entries to start that tournament. A prize pool just under $1 million. There are 14 folks left, with Marco Johnson leading the way as far as chip stacks are concerned. He has 1.1 million, followed by Anthony Marsico of the United States, who has 985,000. And you know what? Ronnie Bardah is in 10th place with 405,000 in chips. A lot of poker to be had there. Any comments?
Yeah, isn't that Jennifer Harmon's husband?
Marco?
Yeah, Marco.
Oh, you know what? You could be right. I don't know.
It might be a different Marco.
I don't know.
But yeah, so, and Juha Helpy back there in 7th place. And Chad, did you mention Chad Evsledge?
I did not. He's in 6th place.
And our buddy Ronnie as well in 10th. So, wow, what a killer list left. Look at this list.
And look those are just the top 10. Then in 11 through 14, you have Schulman, Racier, Dan Sack,
it's a 10K,
and Cassell.
I guess.
Right? Min cash for that tournament's 20th place for $20,945. The top prize is $308,930. So good luck to those.
I'm just going to say, Sherry, this seems more like a home game than a World Series event. 104 players. I've had almost that many at my home game. I'm not sure it should award a bracelet, much less a Player of the Year points, and certainly not the points that they're going to be giving out. I'm just saying they're going to get 1,000 points for first place in this, 500 for second. That's pretty much what you got for overcoming 3,500 players. Like, just kind of embarrassed for these people with their new POI structure. As I'm digging into it, like, I can't wait to see how this plays out, because it's probably exactly the opposite of what I was hoping for, which is that these guys wouldn't have their little private Player of the Year championship for people that can buy into 5 or more 10K events and get a massive cash. I mean, here, look at this, like 13th place, 100 points. Like, I mean, 12th place, 200 points there. What did I get for beating 3,500 people almost for 12th place? I don't think I got 200 points. So they go out there, they overcome 100 people, they dust it off and come back and rinse and repeat a few times, and now they're Player of the Year. And meanwhile, you got a bunch of people that play these low buy-in, massive field events that don't. Now, don't get me wrong. I don't think either side of this equation should be like you win one big field event and now you're Player of the Year.
Right.
No,
right. There has
bullshit.
to be some. Yeah. No, there has to be a way of weighting it so that it's like, without sounding stupid, but even Steven, right? Some way to weight it,
right.
to make it more fair for everybody.
not 10K limit hold'em, but if I jump in a 10K event in the game that I play, then if there's 100 players, like I have a way better chance of at least, look at this, like 20th place gets points in this. So you got to come in the top 20 out of 100. Like, can't I can almost fold my way there, right? No, I'm just
I hear you. I
probably
hear you.
not.
No, I get the
But
point though. And
it's
your
just
points are valid,
embarrassing.
Brian. Your points are valid. And until they try new things, will they know if they work, right?
I don't think Daniel liked my question. I really heavily kind of edited to make it sound like he wasn't angry with my question about player of the year. And my question wasn't fair, was fair. Like, I wasn't even trying to, I assumed that him being there was a good sign, because what I saw a few years ago when the point structure heavily favored the larger buy-in events or allowed them to hide out, they hit out in these 100-player events. So when I'm seeing Sean Deeb and Negreanu in the small field event, which, by the way, I believe is key for poker, that we get these people who everybody wants to play with in these events. If they want to be World Series of Poker Player of the Year, then they got to overcome the masses too. They can't just sit there in their little glass house and show up and play their 10Ks and handpick a few events.
All right. So let me be devil's advocate, for lack of better words. So what if the Player of the Year rules were changed and they added, just like they said, only one online bracelet event counts? What if they made it like an actual requirements, like you have to play you have to cash in 2 tournaments that have more than 1,000 people in the field? What? Why
Yeah,
not add something like that to the
something like that.
requirements?
Yeah. And I don't think it should work the other way, that you have to buy into $100,000 buy-in tournament or a 10K to be player of the year either. But that said, that's a lot easier to do, right? So
Right.
let's say Sherry, I was first in the first 2 big field events. I win 2
Right.
bracelets. I'm probably going to be playing the 10Ks from then on out too, to
Right.
try to get
Right.
that point. So, I mean, that's the reality, right? Like, yeah, you start out at a little bit of a disadvantage there, but yeah, I agree with that. I think that maybe that's the answer, that you're like, okay, well, maybe it's field size. Yeah, maybe
Right.
it is field size.
Right.
The hard part is with all of this is that the main event really skews things a little bit, in that here we've got a big field, average quality player pool, but it's a 10K, right? The 10K limit hold'em championship, what I'm saying is vastly a different event than the main event as far as player pool goes.
Right. Of course.
So, or a 10K, even if it's a 10K no limit hold'em non-main event, like that's a way different. Even the 5Ks, one year I played a couple, like 1 or 2 5Ks, or even the 2500s, massively different player pool. And I don't go with the idea that, oh, well, don't think that I'm saying like, oh, these are the best players, and so that should award, this logic of that it should award more points because the field's harder. Listen, ask Daniel, like, would he have been in that spot when the guy had 10s? Would he have rather been playing against, Nick Schulman or Josh Arieh than Bob from Poughkeepsie?
Right.
No, the guy from Poughkeepsie, he's going to call off with those 10s, and so you have to figure out how to exploit him too. Knowing what everybody's going to do every step of the way is not necessarily like, oh, this is it's not equivalent to like basketball or something like that. It's different. You have to be able to exploit these players too if you're going to be a player of the year. That's just my opinion.
I agree, and I'm going to knock the soapbox from underneath Brian's feet and tell him thank you for those opinions, because I think they're valid thoughts, and I think it's going to continue to evolve how they assign points and get that player of the year, as it should, because it's got to be tweaked, and we all know it does. And I appreciate them trying something different this year, no doubt about it. And I think there'll be more changes next year, but let's see how this summer runs out. um, but I too don't think it's fair to have a 10K tournament with 104 players, and those top 20 are getting mega points, and somebody that like Brian went 12 deep to 12th place in a you know huge field and is probably going to get less points. So I think there has to be something done to even that playing field out, so to speak, as far as gathering points. So we're going to go ahead and move on. And maybe we're just going to keep having that discussion as time goes on and see how those points are adding up. And Brian, I wish you would look to see how many points they gave you so that we can keep comparing it to what's going on as the summer goes on. I think that's
it was like 200 points or something like that, I think.
okay. And I think we should just, I think that's a conversation we should keep evolving as the summer goes on, so that,
for sure.
We can just see how these new rules are working out. So let's move on to event number 20, which Brian alluded to earlier, was the $300 Gladiators of Poker No Limit Tournament. Day one had how many entries, Brian?
3,800.
Right. Yep. Right. And there's 124 left. And the prize pool is just under $1 million so far. Remember, day 1A was yesterday. So there's more flights to be had. Do you have the leaders as far as chip stacks are concerned?
I do not.
All right. Caleb Levesque
Oh, I see it here. I'm sorry.
of the
Go ahead.
United States has 3.1 million. Rami Hammond of Canada has 2.1 million in chips. And of course, that's going to all be changing very quickly and developing because we have more flights to be had. And I am proud to say that Brian is still in California, as far as I know, and behaving himself. Any more comments on the Gladiator?
No, I mean, obviously, like as you get there, if you're planning to play, it's a madhouse. So, for one thing, if you buy in before the event starts, then your chips are going to be in play. So know that, and know that it takes a few extra minutes to get to your table, to find your table, all that, with just like the masses of people. Your
Plus,
table,
you got to print your tickets, so that takes time.
Yeah, your table likely will start short-handed as they fill in and everything, and then I think they're playing 10-handed for day one. So, just if either bring your patience or register early and get there a little bit early to make sure you get to your table and all of that. So that's my advice. And actually, if you register early and you don't, I mean, the blinds aren't that huge, so don't like panic. I've seen people so many times, they like, oh, my chips are, like I'm losing blinds and all this stuff. Yeah, it's short-handed, so you're probably gonna at the beginning, so you're probably gonna lose a few blinds if you're 15, 20 minutes late, but not the end of the world. Certainly just come in and play poker from then on out. So that's my advice. Better to do that than to rush in and all of that. So
and being a tizzy. That is not good for your game, folks. So great advice. Let's move on to event number 21. It is the 25K high roller no limit. There were 216 entries, 76 remain. The prize pool is about 5 millions. 5 million. There were no payouts listed yet when I was checking this morning. Brandon Wilson is sitting at the top of chip stacks with 1.3 million. Michael Joseph of the US has 1.1 million, and they will be heading back to the table today. Any comments on that? Hit that microphone button.
Oh my gosh. I'm like halfway through the thing here.
Such a rookie. I love it so
I'm all
much.
worried about breathing into this microphone here. 14th place, back in 14th place, Nick Petrangelo there with 633,000. James Chen in 19th place with 582,000. Nick Maimon in 20th place with 570,000. So they'll be coming back with 216 players, as you said.
And lots of poker to be had in that tournament.
I'm sorry, 76 players.
Right. And lots of poker to be had in that tournament. So that lead is going to change often, I have a feeling. Let's move on to event number 22, which is the $1,500 limit deuce to 7 low ball triple draw. There's 574 entries, 157 are left. 766K in prize pool. Do you want to read those out?
I am not there. I'm sorry,
Okay,
Sherry.
that's okay. In first place of chip stacks is Bradley Moltz of the U.S. with 385,000. Jacob Hamed of the U.S. has 270,000, and our friend Tana over at Run Good, owner of Run Good Series, is at 219,000. And our girl Carol Fuchs has 218,000. Benny Glazer is at sixth with 201,000. So good luck to them.
Pretty stacked. Pretty
Yeah,
stacked.
it is.
Brian Yoon even back there, and Mike Norrie and Alex Livingston, David ODB Baker. I mean, just Sean Yu. Wow.
There's a lot of good names still in it to win it, right? There's a min cash at 87th place for 3K. First place will take home 146,000. So lots of poker to be had at for that tournament as well going into today. You have anything else to add to those winners and tournaments?
No, I was just looking again. That's why I got hung up. The 25K